Hello, everyone. My name is Andrew Cherico, and I'm here with Clay Pasco. And welcome to episode 11 of Up All Night. Clay, a rough week against Colorado. All the media, recruits, stars showing up to the game just for UCF to drop the ball completely. What are your thoughts just to begin?
Disappointed, man. Whenever we lose, especially in that fashion, you feel it the whole week after. You know what I'm saying? I'm still feeling it to this day, and just the fashion we lost on Saturday, and the hype leading into it. I mean, I'm sunburnt. I don't know if you can see, but I'm sunburnt. I was soaking wet after the game. Just bad vibes all around, man. Bad vibes.
Yeah, I can say it's been similar. I mean, I know not everybody gets to get a shout out from Dion. I'm self-glamoring right now, but it's still the Colorado loss is still gleaming on me. But we have a few topics to talk about in that game. There was a bunch of things wrong, and I think we're going to start off real quick and just say, is Ted Roof getting the job done? Will he beat the sleepy allegations? What do you think, Clay?
At first I thought the sleepy thing was funny, like but looking back, and someone I don't know who said it, but someone said this, and it is true. This hire even now is very confusing. A guy who's had six different stops in 6 years, Gus is being accused of a buddy hire allegation, and now that we're into conference play, I think he's right. I think it is a buddy hire. I don't think Ted Roof is getting the job done. I don't think he is. This defense, we needed a miracle, an offensive miracle, really, at TCU to skirt that one out. Defense did not play well at all, and then again this game, defense didn't play well. We didn't bother to make adjustments, as we'll see later. Ted Roof kind of sucks. I hate to say it, but I don't know. He has yet to prove me otherwise. What do you think, Andrew?
Well, speaking based off of facts, UCF give up 34 points to TCU and give up 48 to Colorado. Not some of them offensive for offensive touchdowns for a reason like field position and stuff like that. But the defense still to give up that many points in both of those games, what is that, 82 points combined? It's just not a good look whatsoever. Obviously, it looks like the team is missing John Walker more than ever right now since he was announced with his injury. Still rumors on if he's coming back or not this season. We're trying to figure that out as fast as possible. But Clay, you're absolutely right. Ted Roof has not done the job. Well, we were all mad at Addison Williams last year for the defense that he was playing, but it was better last year at this point right now than Ted Roof has been playing this year, and we just haven't gotten answers. We knew Ted Roof runs a blitz heavy package, but they haven't been getting to the quarterback. We knew that we would have more pressure on the quarterback to try to force turnovers or incompletions, and it's just the air raid on us has been absolutely devastating. We have had some of the worst passing defense. Yeah, we've had one of the worst passing defenses in the entire country. So it just really hasn't been good for Ted Roof. I hope he can get it together. I hope he can rally the team. Gus might need to step in and help with defensive adjustments, but it's just not a good look so far.
Yeah. I mean, this Florida game. I'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it. Yeah, but so far, not not sold on Ted. Very questionable. Which is weird because UCF now being a Power Four team, this defensive coordinator job is sought after. You know what I'm saying? We just got some random guy in Ted Roof to come in and a buddy hire to come in and do this when we could have had anyone really. I mean, not anyone, but a lot. Not Slim Pickens anymore because we're not in the AAC. So I think that fact alone ticks me off a little bit more. That makes sense. But
Absolutely.
moving on, the offense. So this has been a discussion point this entire year. Even going into this season, we were like, oh, KJ only has to be a game manager and make the plays he needs to make the plays. But is that really helping us? Him being a game manager, and if so, if he's not a game manager, is he a difference maker on offense? What do you think, Andrew? What do you think?
I mean, from what I have seen with KJ, we still can't even make an answer to this. All right. You go into the New Hampshire game, he looks absolutely terrible in the first half, somewhat betters up in the second half. Sam Houston, he looked decent. Then TCU, he looked fantastic in the second half of the TCU game, not so much the first. And then against Colorado, he looked terrible again. So it's been really inconsistent performances that have led to nobody knowing what he's going to do in the next week. I had the expectation of KJ. If he can just come in here, be the ultimate Brock Purdy role, just be a game manager, even though Brock Purdy is no hate against Brock Purdy, but He has been a game manager for a while. If he could have came in and been a game manager and let RJ Harvey and the run game dominate and just get a few passes on third down completed, I think UCF would have been fine. But now I'm just seeing that we don't know what we're gonna get. Then you get a game like TCU and he's airing it out all over the defense. So it's a weird balance, and he has the game difference maker ability with his legs for sure. He's able to run like a bowling ball down the field. There's no doubt about that. He had 98 rushing yards against Colorado. He's been running it pretty well. We saw some bursts of speed, but with his arm, we just don't know what he is. I can't even give you an answer.
Yeah, KJ. I'm gonna say this. He's no different to me than John Rice Plumlee was. No different, because just like John Rice, KJ will make a huge play like, wow, that was awesome. Like, that was a great throw, or that was a great run. And then the next series, he'll do something super head scratching, and you're like, oh, maybe is he good? Is he not good? The same thing with John Rice Plumlee. Every single game you're debating, well, is John Rice good? Is he good? Is he bad? I don't really know. And then KJ, I'm like, is he good? Is he bad? I don't really know. I can't tell, because he's so inconsistent from game to game, and even from half to half. Hell, even from quarter to quarter, even from series to series, he is inconsistent, And I still think we need a larger sample size here, but I don't know what to make of him. I like you said, I think it's too early to tell what he really is right now.
All I can say is that this team would be a 10-2, 11-1 team if KJ Jefferson could successfully play the Jimmy Garoppolo role. It fluctuates between Jimmy and Brock, the two ultimate game managers. Although Brock is beating some allegations from time to time, not all the time, from time to time. If they could just do that, this team would be successful. But we don't even know if we can get that out of KJ, and that's the frustrating part.
Yeah, no, that's certainly true. We got to see more. Hopefully against Florida, he turns the burners on. But anywho, we're gonna do a game discussion today, and this one irks me. This game, from start to finish, irked me. I watched the full game once, and I've watched the game highlights about 3 times now to really what do I think? And I think, to put it perfectly, this game was the game of missed opportunities. I look and it's like, how did we lose this game? The windows were there, the opportunities were there where we could have scored, we could have made a play, but play calling killed us, turnovers killed us. Like, you look at the score and even the box score and you go, wow, UCF got destroyed. But that's not really the case here. I mean, we got destroyed in the second half, no doubt. But that first half, missed opportunity after missed opportunity, and it just ended up snowballing to the second half where we just couldn't come back.
Yeah, I'd say I agree. I mean, look at the first drive for UCF. Defensively, they get Deshaun Pace picks the ball off. We're in scoring position. We're in their territory already. And then KJ Jefferson comes down. We're in their goal line in a 3rd and goal, and we throw a pick into the end zone. If UCF would have scored a touchdown right there, excuse me, they would have scored a touchdown right there. That, I feel like the momentum of the game has changed. It's a little bit like flattening, but for Colorado to come and get that pick, that energized them back up. All right, we're back, 0-0 game. The game just started again. And even Gus Malzahn said it, 4 turnovers is not acceptable. And he knows turnovers are unacceptable, especially in his style of play where you need to dominate the ground and dominate time of possession. Giving the other team the ball back is the exact opposite of what you want to do. UCF is not going to come down and get 7 back really quickly like we did with RJ Harvey on that 75-yard play every possession. You know who can do that? Colorado, and they continue to do that continuously. 50-yard bombs here, 50-yard bombs there. We're not that kind of a team. There was just so many missed opportunities, and I just feel like UCF moved away from the game plan. Everybody knew that UCF was going to dominate the ground game, knew they were going to try to run, but then Colorado stopped it. What was the backup plan? What was happening?
Yeah, I agree. And even in the post-game presser, when Gus is like, oh, we're not a good come-from-behind team. One, that is just simply not true. We literally came from behind in 2 weeks before and in the game prior. And 2, as a head coach, that's on you. And as not only that, the offensive play caller, that is on you, Gus. The red zone play calling during this game absolutely baffled me. Especially the first when KJ threw the pick in the end zone, it goes pass, pick in the end zone. We throw a 50-50 ball to Trent Whittemore, and it got picked off. What are we doing? We have the best running back in the country in our backfield, and we don't just give it to him and tell him to run it. or even run like a jet sweep, like something. And that what's even worse, that wasn't even the first time that happened in the red zone that night. Yeah, what really irks me was our game plan. We didn't have one. Just straight up. We had 2 weeks to prepare for this off a bye week, and it seems like Gus was like, "Yeah, we're just gonna go out there and have some fun." You know, we're not worried about Colorado. Maybe we're looking ahead to Florida. I don't know, but there seemed to have been no planning at all. And you know, as we'll see, the clip I have later to show, there was no in-game game plans or in-game adjustments. It seems like, especially defensively. So scary outlook for this team through one home game or one conference home game.
Yeah.
But as we'll talk about later, which I keep saying later because I have a game planned and I don't want to ruin the game with some of the discussions we have. But, you know,
I would say.
Is there?
Go ahead.
Oh, yeah. And two, what I want to point out is the rushing attack. I feel like we didn't really run the ball. How many rush attempts do we have? Other than, I guess, KJ kept it a lot and ran, but RJ, we didn't really. I don't feel like we utilized him to his potential. I get Colorado was loading the box, and the run game was kind of stalled there, but still, there's got to be something you can run. Something. How do you feel, Andrew?
Gus said it himself. He said we need to find creative ways to get R.J. Harvey the ball. We know that R.J. Harvey is a monster wherever he runs it, left, right, center, middle, around, wheel routes, Texas routes, all of the above. But they were just giving halfback dives up the middle. That's not helping nobody. There was no really traps. Like I said, no eye candy. There was no creativeness in the offense, and that was what hurt us. We knew it was 2 inside runs and then an incomplete pass to Kobe, punt it. That's just what it was. That's what it was the entire game, and it just felt like we was watching in repetition. The only excitement there was really in the first quarter when we had the 75-yard wheel route. That was the most creative call I seen. And you saw R.J. Harvey hit a top speed in his career on that play. So he is still there. There's no wash. There's no that he was shut down. I think the coaches failed R.J. Harvey, personally.
Yeah. And it's weird because Gus, one of the most creative play callers I feel like in the entire sport, just bland, super bland. I don't even play for Colorado. I mean, I played some football in high school, but that doesn't qualify me for anything. And I can tell you exactly what we were about to run every time. Like it didn't take a genius to know what we were about to run, and you know, the most bland Madden style playbook plays I've ever seen. It was an odd game, and I get Gus is known as a choke job guy, but this just felt like bad coaching all around. Not just a choke job, just no game plan, nothing. Felt like I was out there coaching. They probably would have been no different.
Yeah, they said they are going to take accountability. Speaking about the coaches, all take accountability. They need to be better. Let's see if they actually get better against Gainesville.
Yeah, but I have some notes from first half and second half. Yeah, turnovers, play calling, went over that. So the first 2 touchdowns that Colorado scores, right? I'm not even mad at those because it was pretty good coverage. Both of them were just really good catches. The second one, which I believe was to LeJohntay Wester, the second touchdown they had, it was double coverage. And it was a great window, and Shador hit it. I get it. It's still unacceptable to let that up, but there was no blown coverage. It was just a great throw and a great catch.
Yeah.
Same thing I feel like with the first touchdown that Colorado had.
The third down defense for UCF is atrocious. I was fully convinced, what was it, 3rd and long, and he gets that ball up to Will Shepherd down the field on 3 people. And It almost seemed like you almost said for the other play, there was really not a play made at the ball. No catch, no swat, no anything. It was kind of just like being in the way. And that pass was exactly where it needed to be. What was it, 47-yard touchdown? It was insane. There needs to be, I think, an overhaul on defense of the game plan, what they're going to do, because simply what they've been doing hasn't been working.
And UCF, did we only force 2 punts the whole game?
I couldn't even tell you. It didn't feel like many punts at all, though. That Colorado team barely punted.
Colorado did not punt a lot.
How many punts there were.
And the last thing I have for the first half that really irked me was when Colorado gets the ball back with like 24 seconds left, and they're at their own 20, 30, right? and our DBs are playing like 12 yards back. Did Ted Roof think that Colorado was going to try and score a touchdown? Is that what he thought?
Well,
Because
we need to first talk about the special teams play when they had 3 missed tackles and allowed them to get up to the 50 in the first place.
yeah,
That was egregious. And then after that, small dump, small dump, small dump, field goal range, just like that.
yeah,
They manufactured 3 points like an actual football team. They did
yeah,
everything they needed to and made UCF look little league, and that was very upsetting. That's all.
yeah. Because our
I know that
DBs
was,
were playing like
yeah.
11 yards off the ball, and I didn't
When I
understand
spoke
that
with
because
Deion Sanders post game, he said that was one of the most beautiful drives he's had, even though it didn't end up in a touchdown. It was more just like we manufactured our points. We did everything that we were supposed to need to. We didn't flag. We got the ball out quickly, and we stopped the time. And that's all. That's all UCF needed to do on some of these drives.
yeah,
But I could barely talk about this game anymore. But
yeah.
I heard we had something fun in the vault. What do you got?
We do. We have a game I like to call buy or sell, Andrew. So in this game, I have a couple of takes. I have a couple of takes, and I want you to. I'm gonna do it too, and I want you to tell me if you're gonna buy this take. You're gonna. It's like stock. Are you gonna buy this stock,
Okay.
or are you gonna sell it? AKA, you're just not gonna buy it at all. I don't know. I just wanted to buy or sell because it seemed like a cool name. But
Okay.
buy or sell. All right.
All
So I'm
right.
gonna give you a take.
I like it. I mean,
You're
everybody
gonna have to buy it.
watching this at home or watching this through podcast or audio, play along. This is a good game.
Feel free to join
Clay's a
in.
mastermind with the game, so I look forward to
So
this one.
buy or sell, Andrew. The UCF defense is not improved from last year.
I'm. There's no reason to not buy that right now. They have shown nothing different, except for replacing the same talent that we had last year. There was really no improvement. Maybe with some of the younger guys that we're not seeing out there on the field because UCF has been playing a lot of the seniors and a lot of the experienced people. But I think I'm gonna have to buy that. There has been no improvement. 82 points given up in 2 games. Um, 200 receiving yards led up to Jack Besh and TCU, and Travis Hunter making us look like a little league football team. I'm buying it.
I'm gonna have to sell. I think we're improved in the rush game. I don't think we're improved at all in the pass game. And I felt like UCF, other than Arizona, has played the most pass-heavy, reliant offense, and we've gotten exposed from that alone. But the sample size isn't big enough. I'm going to have to see more. If we go into Florida and DJ Lagway or Graham Mertz passes for 400 yards, then I'll probably go ahead and buy that stock. But for right now, at the worst, the defense is the same, just reversed. Instead of a bad rush defense, we have a bad pass defense. And even then, the rush defense wasn't great, but it was better than what it was. So, okay. Fundamental.
To counteract that real quick, UCF's pass defense last year, I would say, is a bit better than it was this year so far from what I've seen. Not greatly this, but this passing defense that we have right now, and we're not getting to the quarterback. UCF got to the quarterback last year. UCF was causing more turnovers. You actually felt pressure. When the collapses were there, don't get me wrong. And when the team was running it down our throat, they were running it down. But they weren't converting on 3rd and long like this on runs. They're converting 3rd and 15s, 3rd and 10s on passes, and it's rough.
Yeah, that's something we're going to get to later in a second. All right, next. Buy or sell. The bounce house home field advantage is dead. Buy or sell.
I'm gonna sell that. I don't believe in that. I do agree with the idea that the team isn't really allowing themselves to feed off the energy, but everybody goes into the bounce house and calls it a great atmosphere. Week 1 it was there. Week 2 obviously weaker teams, and there's a comparative difference. But I still do think that the bounce house energy is there. The stadium bounces every game. The crowd is there. The student section has been phenomenal this season. Now the team just needs to allow themselves to feed off of it. And it was there. You felt it in the first play of the first drive of the game defensively. When they got that pick, they were like, everybody was excited. Everybody felt it. When they got the R.J. Harvey 75-yard touchdown, everybody felt it. Everybody felt the excitement in the stadium. Right now, it's just been bad games for the team. But if the team is playing, the energy is there, and the home crowd energy will be support.
This one, it gets me. I'm gonna have to buy. I don't think the home field advantage, especially what it used to be, is still there. We didn't lose a single game at home in 2017. We didn't lose a single game at home in 2018. I don't believe we lost a game at home in 2019. We lost one game at home in 2020. We didn't lose a game at home in 2021, and then we lost two games at home in 2022, and then two games at home last year. We got blown out for the first time in a very since almost 10 years at home. I feel like the energy is there for sure, but I don't feel like the home field advantage is there, if that makes sense. Like the energy, it's gonna be it's gonna be bussing, it's gonna be bouncing, at the bounce house. But I don't feel like it's gonna give us that big of advantages as it used to. Maybe it's just because we're playing Power Four opponents. I don't know, but
Are you trying to assimilate the idea that Gus Malzahn may have killed UCF home energy?
we'll see. We'll see. We have a whole
I'll give
year.
you I'll let you plead the
Yeah, we have a whole year. Then come back to me with that question. Okay, buy or sell. Colorado is a good football team and possibly a Big 12 contender.
Oof, that's a rough one. That is a rough one. I mean, from what I thought, I mean, going back to the record prediction that we had with UCF Mike, I had UCF losing that game off of gut feeling. And what will happen? Exactly what I thought would happen came true. Um, I've had the feeling that Colorado, while they're not going to be top three, they're an improved team from last year. I feel like there's no doubts about that. Shador Sanders continues to get better. Travis Hunter is going to have a Heisman campaign this year. They are a better team. Now, I'm not sure how much better their O line is, and I'm not sure how much better their defense is. But from how they played against UCF, the team looks better. Now, can I tell you they're going to be top two in the conference? No. But I will buy that they're a better team.
Yeah, I'll buy it as well. Exactly, and I'm just gonna go off of exactly what you said, but to speed it up. All right, next take. If Gus loses to Florida, I am out on him. Buy or sell?
Now, every part of me as a fan I love UCF wants to say bye, bye, bye. But wait, what's the next option? What do you do? It's an away game. I'm gonna have to go sell. You can't
Andrew,
fire.
wait.
I'm not a fan of firing a coach. Is it like firing a coach? Like it's like fire him after this game? I call for his firing.
After the season, but let me say, we don't lose to Florida closely. Florida just absolutely puts a 50 bomb on us.
Okay, now you're. Oh my God, you're putting me in a hard place, Clay. You're putting me in a hard place. Um, let's UCF has historically always been a team with Gus Malzahn that's going to be in competition. Last year, we had the excuse first year in the Big 12, improve competition, give a year for our recruits to come in and play. If UCF loses big to Florida, a Florida team that is mightily struggling right now, I cannot blame fans that call for his firing. Now, will I call for his firing? No. But I will not blame them, and I would understand why. This UCF team has been built to win. There are many seniors on this team who have NFL aspirations, and if they lose these games, that's only hurting their stock, and that's only failing the players on this football team. So it's a hard question, but I do think UCF could still pull off 8 to 9 wins this season, even with a loss to Gainesville, to the Gators.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy. I'm I can't handle it. My heart can't take it anymore. I think that if we go into Florida and we lose close, I can deal with that. I won't love it, but I can deal with that. If we win, of course, we're so back. Of course, is what I'm gonna say. But if we lose and Florida drops 50 on us after last year, after the struggles in 2022, well, losing the Navy in East Carolina, and then last year Baylor debacle and wheels coming off. And two, if we get blown up by Colorado and Florida in back-to-back weeks, I don't know how you feel optimistic. I don't know how the team feels optimistic. I feel like there's a very good case for the wheels just coming off. Not saying that the season we're gonna go 3-9, but I don't know if. I think if that happens, 6-6 is back on the horizon. 7-5 is back on the horizon. But
Which I don't think is acceptable.
I don't think it is either, and I think in year 4 that's an unacceptable record. When
Yeah,
it's like you can't even blame the whole we're transitioning to Power 4 thing. BYU's 5-0, so and they're they have a bunch of white guys on that team who are like 30 years old, and they're doing amazing. So you
yeah,
cannot tell me that it's the whole move to Power 4 thing. All right,
absolutely.
next take. UCF is not appealing to wide receiver recruits. Buy or sell?
But there's a reason why there's been rumors swirling around of wide receivers not being happy on this football team. There's a reason why that UCF hasn't produced great years with receivers historically. I mean, we can speak about Javon Baker this past year, but Gus Malzahn's offense is not a wide receiver heavy offense. It's more run quarterback, run running back, and then third down wide receiver if possible, if open. And against these tough teams, we haven't seen wide receivers being used at all. And I think it's just swaying more and more receivers away.
I agree. I'm buying that too. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some transfers and or some decommits.
Have you bought everything so far?
No, I
No.
sold the defense is not approved. All
Okay.
right, next, Colton Boomer needs to be replaced by Grant Reddick. Buy or sell?
So
Okay.
I personally don't think Grant Reddick. I can't speak on him. Haven't seen him enough. Haven't seen enough kicks from him. But Grant Reddick wasn't even doing kickoffs for UCF. Boomer is the team's best kicker, and we had Grant Stevens doing kickoffs when Boomer wasn't doing it. Why are they not putting Reddick in? Why are they not letting Reddick get reps? Maybe he's not ready. I don't think he's ready. He could be. He could prove me absolutely wrong. I hope he does. But I still think that Boomer is kicker one. I think it's just more Boomer had a fantastic year, and maybe expectations might have been too high. But over the course of his college career, it's been what UCF has been pretty much used to these past couple of years with kickers, and we thought he would be the savior. Maybe he's not the savior, but he's somewhat a reliable kicker. You might get a miss here and there. You're pretty much good, except those block kicks were rough. I would say those aren't all on him. The O line collapsed as well, but they were pretty low. They were pretty low kicks. It took a while to get off. It's a hard thing, but I still think Boomer is kicker one.
Yeah, he's 3 for 6 on the year, but I'm still gonna sell. I think we should stick with him. Give him some more time, at least halfway through the season, then we can reevaluate that take. And then finally, I would trade, or this is buy or sell. Trade Lee Hunter back for Traymon Morris Brash. Buy or sell?
I would, if John Walker was on this football team, I would say bye. But for the main fact that he is not playing currently, and we have seen what this team has looked like without him, I would say sell. Lee Hunter, he's the fridge. He's a great captain. If he's not producing on field, he's still in the way. He's in there. Malachi Lawrence and Nigel Lee Kelly, they just need to have more creative ways to get to the quarterback. The blitzes need to be more effective. Lee Hunter is the fridge, man. You can't. I would not get rid of Lee Hunter.
I feel like I've not heard Lee Hunter's name a lot. In fact, if I'm not wrong, he only had a few tackles on Saturday, which is something you really never want to see from your nose tackle or your defensive lineman. And I felt like last year I heard Traymon Morris Brash's name a lot more than I'm hearing Lee Hunter's name, both in the broadcast and in the stadium. So I'm gonna go buy. This is no disrespect, but I think Traymon Morris Brash is deeply missed right now. I think John Walker's also deeply missed right now. But anyways,
If
that
they had
settles it.
John Walker to replace Lee Hunter, I would take Tremont Morris Brash back in an instant.
Okay. But anyways, Weekly Nightmare. All right, going a little bit hard on time, so but that's all right. Andrew had the chance to interview Mac McWilliams and asked him this question, which is a little alarming, but we'll go ahead and play it for you.
It seemed like you guys were sending extra pressure to the quarterback, and you're playing more of a zone defense flat over the middle. Do you guys feel like that was more giving up some slant routes and some easy, quick routes that eventually turned into big plays over deep?
Not really. It's just we was in the wrong spot at the wrong time, you know. But we working on more zone and we working on whatever we can just to be better.
Were there any adjustments to the game plan as it went on, or was it just stick to this defense and execute?
Yeah, that's all it was. Stick to the defense and execute. Anything else from Matt?
So Andrew,
Yeah.
did Mac Williams just tell you that there were no defensive adjustments made ever?
That's why I don't blame the fans for calling for Ted Roof. I think you let up that many points. You see that Colorado is dominating you on the quick, easy routes. There were so many times where there was just people simply wide open on that field. They were sending blitzes, but not getting to the quarterback, taking people out of coverage. What does that mean? People are going to get wide open. And the fact that there were no adjustments made and Colorado walked up and down that field with ease almost every possession, it's a very bad look.
And one more question, Andrew. Is Mac McWilliams ever going to see the podium again?
I hope so. I hope he wasn't executed somewhere in the locker room. I think they probably will have said, like, don't just – I bet he was more just, like, thinking, like, oh, if we just did our game plan better, we would have won. I think that's what he was trying to say. But then again, he also leaked that there were no adjustments made. So that's the nightmare. And it is. It's concerning because in this modern league, adjustments always have to be made.
I agree. I think that's a perfect way to end our show tonight. And Andrew, one last question: does simple yes or no? Does UCF get the win this weekend in Gainesville?
Yes. If you looked at my record prediction, I'm sticking with that the whole way through. They're getting the win. It's going to be. I think we're going to see a better team than we saw against Colorado. I'm not sure how better, but they need to get off. They need to get off strong, fast, keep the ball in their possession. All the simple keys. These are obvious things. I'm not speaking anything that nobody doesn't know. But it's just UCF has struggled to do the easy things.
And I agree. I think we win. Even at media day, I asked every single player, "Hey, what's the biggest game?" I think every single one said Florida. Everyone said Florida. That we need this staple win. We need this win, and I feel like the players know that. They're gonna be fired up. We're gonna go in. I think we win by 2+ touchdowns. I feel like we win this game. But will you be in attendance, Andrew?
No, I won't be in attendance. My brother's going to be in town. Also, was struggling with some transportation issues. But in the future, we'll be there. We will be there
awesome.
in the future.
I will be there. So if you guys want to stop by and come see me, I'll be at the game. But I think that about wraps everything up. Are you tired, Andrew?
End of the week, really quick. We wanted to shout out all the UCF fans who came to the game, supported UCF, and just what the terrible loss was against Colorado for sticking it out for a decent amount of time. I didn't see fans leaving until late in the third quarter. So, everybody, you're all fan of the week.
I agree. One of the best environments I've ever been in, if we're being completely honest, until the game started. But I'm tired. You're tired. And I think we've officially been up all night. Good night, everyone. Go Knights.
Good night, everyone. Charge on.